Welcome back. In this session, we would be talking about answer writing for your UPSC Psychology optional. And in this session, we would focus on paper 2, again the applied psychology. In the previous session, we had already talked about psychology of terrorism and one of the topics under psychology of terrorism. Here, we would be talking about gender psychology and what could be a right way to address answers in gender psychology. In the meanwhile, those who are already subscribed can keep sending the test, and those who are not, if they are planning to send the test, I request them to send them as early as possible, because towards the end it would create a lot of panic with numerous answer keys to be evaluated. So make sure that you are sending the answers as you have completed. So the question that we would discuss today is critically examine the socio-cultural construction of gender and its psychological implications concerning mental health and identity formation. So how gender roles can contribute to psychological distress. Now this is a very interesting topic, highly applicable to today's scenario. The idea that we are trying to bring in here is not just gender psychology, but we are trying to relate gender psychology with abnormal psychology and state the fact that because of the rigid gender roles, there have been higher psychological distress, and this distress has been affecting individuals in numerous ways. So to begin with, you can start with a case study. You can quote one of the researches which was recently done by American Psychological Association, and that talks about the traditional masculinity ideology, and it's linked to the negative health outcome, which says that there is higher rate of suicide among males as compared to females, citing emotional suppression, citing reluctance to seek help and risk-taking behavior. So that was for masculine roles. If we talk the same about the feminine roles, we would see that there is heightened levels of anxiety and depression, because females are finding it difficult to measure to match the professional career and the family burden. This was not the case 20 years, 30 years down the lane, where the identities and roles were well differentiated and there was no burden of career or no burden of professional development for females, right? So with the things coming in, with education coming in, with job prospects coming in, this mental anxiety and depression has increased significantly. Now when females go out for higher education, they have significant familial and social pressure to prioritize marriage, to prioritize childbearing, and that has a significant impact on the psychological well-being. So that is something that we try to address here. Now the first part of the question focuses on socio-cultural construction of gender. Now when we talk about socio-cultural construction of gender, there are numerous ways under which we elaborate it. It can be because of peer pressure, because of family rituals, because of educational institutions, because of religious agents. The explicit or unexplicit diversification and demarcation of gender roles have been well established. Now if we go through some of the important theories that we have read, for example Bandura's theory of social learning. Now Bandura's theory of social learning clearly says that individuals imitate gender typed behavior of same gender. So that means a girl would imitate the same gender and a boy would imitate the same gender, and it could be in the form of parents, teachers or media figures. So that's where we bring in the socio-cultural construction of gender under Bandura's theory. Similarly, if we talk about Kohlberg's theory, under Kohlberg's theory we have focused on cognitive development. So there we have seen that how children usually construct their roles through the various stages of development, and there is a gender constancy that starts to develop. Now this gender constancy is stability in the gender roles. That means a certain gender is perceived to behave in a certain way, and the roles should be consistent with what that gender is. So that was under the Kohlberg theory. Similarly, there is Bem's theory. Now Bem's theory and its application is really important, because it talked about the gender schema theory, and under the gender schema theory the individuals develop cognitive framework which organize the information about that gender. So that means there are schemas which perceive how you should behave, how you should interpret, how the information should be registered, and what gender particular behaviors should be there. So that is gender schema theory. So now under all these, and of course the cultural narratives, the institutions, the religious bodies, the economic structure where the workforce is segregated has a definite implication on the gender discrimination or the gender roles being well defined. Now, what would happen when these roles are very well reinforced within an individual from the very early childhood? Now, when these roles are well imbibed in an individual from the very early childhood, what would happen? They would certainly have certain psychological implications. Now, these psychological implications could be in numerous forms. For example, there could be internalization of norms. A specific gender would internalize that I am meant to do certain kind of jobs, certain kinds of work, and this would lead to gender typed self concepts being reinforced. Also, there would be a specific internalization. For example, a female might grow with more ideas for nurturing and emotional expression. On the other hand, a male might grow more for competitive environment, right? The second major impact is intersectionality. Now, intersectionality, as we have seen, is a very, very upcoming topic these days, and it talks about gender identity intersecting with social identities. Now, this could be in the form of caste, class, race, and it provides a unique privilege and marginalization to an individual. Then there is where the gender dysphoria occurs. Now, this dysphoria basically talks about the feeling that the roles which are given to the gender do not align well with what the gender has been assigned at birth, right? So when we try to move out of the dimensions of the roles that are defined by a specific gender, there can be psychological issues that arise, and this would again lead to distress in one form or the other. Now, this distress, be it because of any of these reasons, would be expressed in certain form. This could be limited expression, emotional expression, what we call as EE. So limited emotional expression could be there. There can be reinforcement of balance of power for an individual, because there would be more ideas among a male to have a more strengthened patriarchal society. However, an educated female would actually oppose it. So there would be more conflicts regarding the same. Also, suppression of an authentic self. It could be a case where an individual has developed academically or professionally, but because of the rigid gender expectations, they are not able to have the positions that they desire for. So this could lead to undue anxiety, depression, and ultimately the mental disorders, which could be in the one form or another form of psychological distress for an individual. And also there could be issues with dissatisfied roles, which could reveal as sleeping disorders, eating disorders. This could also be percolated as low self-esteem. So there could be numerous manifestations of the same problem, but that mental health disorder could appear in numerous ways, as we have been citing. So the very, very important thing that we are trying to bring in here is that the socio-cultural construction of the gender needs to be revamped in order to have a healthier society where individual genders can grow well. So this was the basis for this discussion. I hope you got the ideas what you exactly need to bring in for your answers when you are writing answers for your UPSC mains. And of course we would be covering many further sessions where we would be discussing about psychology optional, general studies, and even essay modules. So don't miss those. Wish you all the best for your upcoming mains preparation. Don't delay, start early. Wish you all the best. Thanks a lot.